Number 5, the pea puffer. Now, it's a little controversial, but I think you can do at least 1 per 3 gallons. I wouldn't put 2 in a 5.5, but 3 in a 10 could work. 1 in a 5 could work. Yeah, they need frozen foods. They'll pretty much never convert to dry foods. But if you want an action-packed personality fish in your plant-safe tank, a pea puffer, and anyone who sees it will fall in love with it. You instantly become cooler the minute you own a pea puffer. Not only to you, but everyone that ever sees you will be like, "Are you the person that owns that pea puffer?" Yes, yes I am. They don't get too big. They get to about the size of a pea, hence the name. They are a hardcore carnivore, so they want to eat frozen bloodworms, and they don't have any teeth problems, so they can eat that their whole life. It's good to vary it up with maybe some brine shrimp and some mysis and some snails. They will eat snails. And usually they'll harass shrimp, even though they're not harassing this one. I think that one is just the Chuck Norris of shrimp. He's fighting them off left and right. I don't know why, but it works, so we let him hang out there. And he's, kung fu master. But pea puffers, number 5. I do love them, a lot of personality, and everyone will love you for owning one. Number 4, the exclamation point rasbora. Another rasbora, micro, and gets about inch and a half. They've got a dot on their tail with a line, hence the exclamation point. They get a nice little orange hue to them, real nice, subtle in a small tank against the backdrop of some live plants. Keep them in a group of 6 or more, not too expensive, like $3 a piece. And really get yourself some. It's a nice fish, and it really sets the scale. And that's what you're trying to do a lot of times in the nano tank, or at least in nano fish. Even with the big tank, if you want that scale down, this is a great group to have a bunch of fish. Even if you only had like a 20 long, you could put like 30, 40 of these in there and look amazing. So, number 4, exclamation point rasbora. So my number 3 fish, the Pygmy Corydoras, besides the snail, the best cleanup crew you could have. And these guys are so personable, you could have even just a group of them in your nano tank, and they'll perch on top of like your sponge filter or your plant, that type of thing. And they're just super personable. I like them, and they only get about 1.5 inches or so, and they don't have a mean bone in their body. They're not colorful, they're not flashy, but if you have them on a desk and you're working, you'll fall in love with them. I love them so much. You can combine them with any of the other nano fish. You get a catfish that's not going to harm anything. And keep in a group of 6 or more. I know that's a bit of a stretch when they're a cleanup crew for other fish, but they really like to be in a group. They're really social, and they're just so cute. Love them, love them, love them. Number 3. Number 2, the golden white cloud. Now I know you're saying that's not super nano. I do realize that, but it does really well in nano tanks because they're crazy hardy. They have a lot of color, and you can breed them in a relatively small tank. They don't have a mean bone in their body. They are plant safe, and they don't have to be heated. That's the only option I think I put on the table today that doesn't have to be heated. And so white clouds and nano tanks, they're a match made in heaven in my opinion. I would say at least 5 gallons. But in my opinion, all aquariums should be at least 5 gallons. You go much smaller than that, you really got to be careful. But these guys will handle temperature fluctuations. They'll eat almost anything. They're really cheap. You can buy them even as feeders sometimes. And I just think they're an unsung hero in this hobby altogether. And I don't know if I've ever met someone that's honestly, seriously kept white clouds for any length of time that wasn't like, yeah, white clouds are awesome. I don't know why more people don't love them. They're an awesome fish. That's why they're my number 2. So my number 1 favorite nano fish is the Brigitei rasbora, also known as the chili rasbora. They get super bright red. They're like one of the smallest fish we've shown today. They do great in a 5 gallon, maybe even less, but really I don't like anything less than a 5 gallon. They're super cool. Keep them in groups of 6 or more. Schooling fish, relatively cheap. Might pick them between $3 and $4, but it's a nano tank, and so, what's $20 on fish anyway? And like right now, they're just kind of schooling around. You can see one moving. These aren't even fully colored up yet. We just got them in the store in the display tank. We've got 100 of them. This is a 33 long, but you can still do nano fish even in tanks that aren't necessarily small. They look really cool. It just puts scale to everything. And but yeah, number 1, Brigitei rasbora. Get yourself some. You'll love them. I promise you.